Good morning. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to be here with the wake up call with Colleen. I did change the name from Fizzy. Fizzies, by the way, are this delicious tea based energy drink that Arbonne offers, and that's what I was drinking and I'm still drinking, but I wanted to change it up because I think that's really what I'm trying to spread is waking up, and not just waking up because it's 7 in the morning and it's time to get your butt out of bed, but waking up in a more, esoteric consciousness sense. Good morning, Kristen, Lori, Stephanie. Yay, so good to see you guys. Oh, I wish we could all be in person, and I could actually see your faces and we can interact, but I'm sure Facebook will figure that out eventually. So I wanted to talk today about limitations and why they're actually such beautiful things. Yay, I'm glad you guys like the new name. Yay. It's the little things, right? Okay, so humans being human, if you ever take a step back and really look at what it is to be a human being, we are the most miraculous creatures. We are so multifaceted. You try to define a human being and they will always defy any expectation. I think a lot about there was a man who wrote, I think the book was Night, I could be wrong, but I mean he was in a concentration camp and you would have thought he would be bitter and angry, and he chose love. And it's just another story that illustrates the fact that we are always capable of overcoming our surroundings. We're always capable of transformation. In every, thank you, Kristen. Oh my God, you're the best. So, we are always capable of overcoming what is surrounding us. And we stop ourselves. Why do we stop ourselves from transforming? What makes us stay where we are? And I think a big part of it is that we come up against beliefs, a belief that we've determined to be true. And it's like a judgment. You come up against something about yourself that you're like, I just am no good at this. So you put this wall up, and this wall, sometimes it's a wall we make ourselves, but more often than not, it's a wall that society has made for us. It's a wall that our family has, passed down to us. It's a wall that, other people have imposed on us in some way. And we think that this wall is reality and that this thing that we're looking at is true. And I almost look at it like it's almost like a horse. So Lori, I figured you'd like this one. It's like a horse who's learning to jump or wants to jump its fence, but the fence is just a little bit too high. So there's fear there. And the horse keeps running up to the fence and stopping himself. And then, probably pacing along the fence after that, running back. And he's in this small enclosure and he just wants out because all the grass in this enclosure has been trampled. But he keeps running up to the fence, stopping himself and running back. Running to the fence, stopping himself. On the other side of that fence is this green, beautiful grass, but until he takes that leap of faith and really just goes for it, he'll never know what that grass is like. And instead, the grass he's on just gets more and more trampled and more dry. That's what happens when we have a wall in our psyche, a limitation that we say, well, I just don't do that. This isn't true for me. That's great for you over there who thinks that they can just go and do whatever they want, but for me, I can't do that. That is where we stop ourselves all the time. We compare to others and we make a decision, a judgment based on our past, based on other people, that's not true at all. And it is not at all rooted in the truth that we are divine, limitless, multifaceted diamond beings that are capable of so much more than we realize. So much more. And so it becomes this tender spot, right? It's almost like a scarring in our psyche. And every time we want to go near it, it gets a little painful, so we just stop, we don't touch it, we don't go near it. And it festers, and it gets gross, and it just needs to be cleaned out, and maybe maybe it needs to be like just completely washed clean, which is going to hurt, but it will allow the energy to flow again because you faced that thing. That is the power of limitations. Limitations create a breeding ground for us to grow in strength. The closer we can get to the pain point of these limitations in our life, of the walls, of the obstacles, of the fences that our horse needs to jump over, the closer we can get to moving past them, the more the energy is just going to flow in all aspects of our lives. We have to move through that fear. We have to defy the limitation. And by doing that, we get to the other side. You've got to put the alcohol in to clean it. Exactly. You know it's going to sting, but you can also know after you'll be healing. Exactly. We have to move right into that pain. So if there's something, for me, I can think of a lot of things in my life where I've been like, oh, no, that's not something I can do. I can't have a daily video that people will actually get something out of because who am I? That's not me. That's for her over there. And then one day you just can't stop. If you can't stop thinking about the thing, you're meant to be on the other side of that fence. If you can't stop looking at that grass, you know that it's meant to be there. So you have to grow yourself to go over it. And you're right, Lori, the horse just needs a different rider or a coach to encourage him. That is absolutely true. I think people have asked me, like, how did you get to where you are with this kind of thing? And a lot of what I've realized is you can't do it alone. You cannot do it alone. You can try, by all means. But if I hadn't had the, coaches and the programs I've invested in and the people that have held, locked arms with me, then I wouldn't be where I am. So changing, one way I think that might help us all to get past some of our limitations is to change up your daily habits. Change up the things that you do the same way all the time. Because the second you start to infuse choice into the moment in one area of your life, you realize that you can do it in other areas too. So there's a few things that I love and I've been doing lately is driving like a different route home. Just taking that different way home. And that's exactly, Lori. So Lori recently retired and she was facing, this judgment because she's too young. And that is a huge wall. And when you moved through it, on the other side of it is Aruba and opportunities and all of this, excitement and beauty that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. Beauty is pain and there's beauty in everything. Yes. How does that song go? I know the rest of that song, Kristen, but yeah. So changing your habits up a little bit, doing one thing a little bit different reminds us that this moment is all that has the power. And it has so much power because we are these multi-dimensional, multifaceted, miraculous creatures. And it's so easy to look at humans and see the downside and see the negativity and to see all the pain and the suffering. That's easy to do. What if for change, we focused on all the beautiful things that humanity is capable of and has done, and all of the people that inspire us every single day, and recognizing that they have a choice in every moment, just like we do. We have a choice in every moment to go the route of faith, growth, going through the pain, going through the judgment, going through the limitation, or staying where we are. And staying where we are might feel comfortable to a degree, but there's always that ache of regret. There's always that dull pain. I would much prefer the swift pain of jumping over that fence, maybe hitting my hoof as a horse on the fence on the way down, but landing on the other side than I would want the pain of starving to death on the dry grass that I've been trampling my entire life. That is what truly living is. That's what being awake is. That's what being of service is. We are only able to be of service when we're following our truth, our heart, our desire, our dream. If we aren't doing that, we cannot serve anyone else. So it's literally an obligation of yours to follow your dreams. It is literally the only way that you can really truly be of service to others is if you are first and foremost of service to yourself. So that, my friends, is my mission in this life, is to share this truth so that we as women can wake up together. And I want you to take a moment and envision this. Envision every woman on the planet awakening. Imagine every woman on the planet owning her divine power. Imagine every woman on the planet shifting together. Women make up 51% of the global population. The law of averages is that if only 51% shift, the rest of society will follow. And men can come too. I think a lot of them have the potential. Not all of them are going to get there. But women, it's our time. It's our time to shine. It's our time to awaken. It's our time to become the divine goddess energy that we have always known was latent under the surface. Now is the time. And if one of us wakes up, that creates a ripple effect. So it is our duty, it's our obligation as we look to shift the world's consciousness for women to grow and change. So there's only a little bit of pressure, but it's fun. I mean, we have to look at it as fun because this whole life makes no sense otherwise. So have fun with it. Follow what feels good. Do what is written on your heart. That's when you know you're doing the right things. And we're in this together. And I'm so excited that I get to be alive for this transition. Because I know there's the only option is transformation. It's the only thing that makes sense. Kristen, diamonds are made under pressure. Yes. So this might be some pressure, but you'll come out as a diamond, and life as a diamond is so worth the pressure. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for our daily readings. I love you. Take care.